the technical difficulties. Hello, welcome back. Thank you so much for spending part of your day coloring with me. We're going to do part two of the butterfly garden. And I have a butterfly fact for you today that surprised me. What looks like two wings on a butterfly is actually four. And we'll talk about that while we color. Let's get started. So we're going to start with the bushes. If you want to color along with me, you can always download the two free coloring pages. This is the first coloring page that we're doing in the video, and this is the second one that comes along with it that you can do later on by yourself. So if you were with us yesterday, you know we learned some interesting facts about butterflies. We learned about the four stages of butterflies, how they, grow all the way from a little egg all the way to an adult butterfly, which was pretty interesting. So, first fact for today's video is that most butterflies cannot fly when they're cold. Not all, but most butterflies. And the reason for that is because they need their flight muscles to be warm enough. And that's the reason why we often see butterflies flying in sunny spots. If it's cold, those muscles just aren't warm enough for them to start, flapping away and getting to their next little flower to pollinate. Or do they pollinate? I think I'm getting mixed up with bees, but they definitely get nectar, I believe, from some of the many beautiful flowers. They like to stop and visit. Once again, I'm using watercolors. Now, another thing about butterflies is that they rest at night, because I'm sure many of you notice that at nighttime we just don't see butterflies, do we? Nope. That's because they're resting. They find a sheltered place somewhere under leaves or in shrubs or even in the grass. And then they just rest there and they stay inactive until the conditions get better and it gets warm and the light starts to come out from the sun. These bushes right behind the fence is probably a nice place for butterflies to go take their nap at nighttime. So next time you take a walk in the evening when it's dark, think about it. You're probably walking by a butterfly's home whenever you walk by some tall bushes. Oh, look at that. And then another thing, have you ever seen butterflies gathered around a muddy puddle? Have you? Well, if you have, this behavior is called puddling. It's they like to puddle along or by water because it's dissolved with salts and other minerals. They got to get their nutrients too, just like us humans. Who knew there was so much that we can learn about butterflies? Something so small, so pretty, and so unique. So much to learn about them. We're almost done with the shrubs. Then we'll move along to the hair. All right, another fun fact about butterflies. So, butterflies, they are extremely great travelers. Did you know that? Now, monarchs, that's another word for butterflies, they can migrate thousands of miles between North America and Mexico. That's pretty far, especially for something so small. So, how many of you like to color? And do you have any favorite tools? Do you prefer colored pencils, markers, watercolor, alcohol base? How do you like to color and what do you like to use? Let me know in the comments. All right, look at us. We are finished with the bushes. Now our beautiful butterflies have some place to go at nighttime and go to sleep. All right, let's see. Let's do her hair. Oh, that's a nice color. Ready for another fact about butterflies? I know I am. So, if you want to attract some butterflies, you can sometimes, not always, but sometimes you can attract them with ripe fruit. That's right. They like ripe fruit. And some spaces, not spaces, but some species, um, they like different things. Some of them like oranges, some like bananas, and some of them even like watermelon. So give it a try. Maybe you'll attract some butterflies. Oh, look at that. She looks so nice. Her hair is done so nicely. She's looking happy. And she's got a butterfly resting on her hand. Maybe she used some ripe fruit to attract a butterfly to her. So, what kind of picture or what kind of coloring page would you like to color next time? Let me know in the comments and let's see if I pick one of your ideas. I love creating coloring pages and I'd love to create one of your ideas. Oh, how nice. So, what color beads should we do here? I'm thinking yellow and blue. Instrumental inspired by contemporary black creativity and artistic expression. Smooth near soul chords, mellow beats, like jazz harmonies, soft and quiet. An instrumental inspired by contemporary black creativity. Okay, another fun fact about butterflies. So, some butterflies and caterpillars, they have a very interesting relationship with each other. Not very surprising, is it? Because, you know, when we go through the stages from an egg to a butterfly at some point in that process of evolution, we get a caterpillar. Now, in certain species, ants, they protect the caterpillars from predators. And they do that in exchange for the sugary secretions that are produced by the caterpillar. The butterflies really like that. So some of them have a relationship where they protect each other. It's pretty fascinating. Now, I know I told you in the beginning of the video that I have a butterfly fact for you that really surprised me. We're going to get to that. Instrumental inspired by contemporary black creativity. Instrumental inspired by contemporary black creativity. And why not give her yellow earrings too? She's a bright, happy little girl. Okay. So, gotta find the right shade of blue for this cloud. Not too dark, not too light. I like to keep a blank sheet of paper underneath my drawing so I can test out colors. Now, another fact about butterflies is that when it rains, That's a huge problem for butterflies because the rain makes it difficult for them to travel. Now, I don't exactly know the reason for that, but I can imagine because of their little wings, they're so light. Those raindrops are probably too heavy. Now, in most of my videos, you see I always color the sky. I'm kind of thinking today I'll leave it blank. But we'll see. Hmm. Now we have to do her skin. Let's see what we will use. Got this nice brown here. Now I've got to get some more colors so I can do skin tones for everyone. So, another fact about butterflies that's pretty interesting is that they have 6 legs. I didn't even know that, did you? Yep, they do. They have 3 pairs of legs. And some butterfly species, they actually look like they only have 4 for walking because the front ones, the ones way in the front, they're so small we don't see them. But yeah, they actually have 3 legs. I mean, not 3 legs, but 3 pairs of legs for a total of 6. So, another thing about butterflies is how they smell. They don't smell like us with their little noses because they don't have noses. But what they do smell with are these things right here, their antennae. Yep. So, their antennae, they carry these little sensory receptors, and that helps them detect odors. And it includes scents that are associated with foods and even potential mates. So they smell to find their mate. Oh, look at her. She looks so happy. I'd be happy too if I had a butterfly for a friend. So, another interesting fact about butterflies. This is about female butterflies. They can be extremely selective about where they lay their eggs. And it's important because when the caterpillar hatches, and that's one of the stages of how an egg eventually turns into a butterfly. But when the caterpillar hatches, it needs access to the right kind of plant to eat. So they have to be very selective about where they put their eggs. So the caterpillar that's eventually going to turn into a butterfly will be around enough leaves so it can go ahead and grow on to that last stage. Okay, so we're just about done, but I can't go without doing the sky. I know I said I probably wasn't, but yeah, I'm gonna do it. Oh, and let me not forget this last bead. All right. So we're going to use this blue pencil right here. I'm going to do it kind of light because I don't want it to compete with this cloud up here. So I know some of you out there are still waiting for that last fact that I promised to tell you about the butterfly's wings. Well, we're getting to it. We're almost there. But before we get to that amazing and interesting fact, I like to tell you something else about butterflies. So, some butterflies, they actually imitate other species. Why would they do that? Well, it's called mimicry. Sort of like a mime. Looking like a species that predators avoid, it provides them protection. Butterflies are really smart, aren't they? So, what's our next fact about butterflies? Hmm. Well, here's one. The top and the bottom of a butterfly's wing can look drastically different. Isn't that surprising? Oftentimes we see them like in cartoons and coloring pages as looking the same, but that's not really how they look in real life. Nope, not at all. Now, why do you think that is? Well, I'll tell you what I know. You see, they have really amazing colors, and when their wings are open, they might look one way, and then it's more camouflage when they're closed. So you can actually see, different patterns depending on if the butterfly's wing is open or if it's closed. So it's time for me to answer the question about the fun fact I asked you about butterflies. So I asked you, how many wings does a butterfly actually look like it has? Well, it looks like it has two, but it actually has four. Isn't that something? And this is it. We are done for today. So if you like this live stream and like learning about butterflies, make sure to let me know. Leave a like on the video, leave your comment in the chat. Let me know what you like to see next time. And as always, thank you so much for coloring with me, and I'll see you in the next Color with Teema. Happy coloring.